Well, hello, hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Glenda Barrington, and I am so excited to be here today. For many women, being in debt can feel like being in a bad relationship, the kind of relationship that just tears them down and stresses them out, and well, it basically makes them feel like crap. I help women break up with their debt and kick it to the curb. However, to reach this level of financial wellness, it takes more than just paying off the bills. And for many women, finding a balance between taking control of their finances and taking care of themselves can be challenging. But it doesn't have to be a one or the other kind of thing. After all, your financial wellness is intertwined with the other areas of your life. And that's why I brought together a group of experts in financial literacy, mindset, self care, and self confidence to create the essentials of a financial wellness giveaway. It's a bundle of free tools, training, and more to support women on their journey in life. The giveaway ends this coming Friday, so over the next few days, I'll be chatting with some of the awesome women who've contributed to the giveaway bundle, and you'll get to learn a little about them and their free gift. Today, I'm joined by Karen Nicole Bitar, and she is a Kundalini teacher, yoga teacher, and optimization coach. So, hi, Kara. I'm so happy you're able to make it here today.
Hi, Glenda. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited and happy to be here.
So, Kara, here's a question for you. At one point, you were a corporate attorney. Why did you leave? Was it to become like a yoga teacher or a coach?
No, not at all. I actually had worked my entire life and planned my entire life to become an attorney. I was walking around in like fifth grade with like Harvard law sweatshirts on, and it was really what I wanted in life. And so I went to Duke Law, and then I worked at one of the largest law firms in the Southeast as a litigator, and I did that for 6 years. And even though I had all of this like success, like if you were to look at my resume or just kind of look at my life on paper, it looked so good, but I was quite unhappy. And the other thing that I realized was that many of my colleagues, they were so intelligent, they had worked so hard, and they were so disciplined, and they were just such amazing people. And yet it seemed to me like most of them lived in stress and overwhelm. It's like we were not living in states of like passion and excitement and these kind of energized states of, oh, I want to get up in the morning, I'm so excited about what I'm doing. And that really bothered me to think like I worked my whole life for this, and now I have everything that everyone said would make me happy, and I'm not. In fact, I felt quite frankly numb most of the time. Like I was just going through the motions. And so I finally made the decision to leave, and I left without a plan. I've really left like, I need to find answers, and I just need to know, like, is this all that life is, or is there more? And so that is why I left being a corporate attorney. And I didn't know what the future held for me. I didn't know if I would eventually go back or what would happen. But what ended up happening was, I mean, it took me some time, and there was a lot of dark moments where I really questioned whether what I wanted was possible. But I did a lot of research, I experimented, I trained in a bunch of different modalities. I saw all sorts of different healers and practitioners and did all these sorts of things. And while I found that many things did not work for me, I did find things that absolutely worked. And once I realized that, it became my mission in life, my passion in life, to show others that even in this high pressure, fast paced experience, we don't have to live in these states of stress and overwhelm. And we really can be excited and joyful and passionate about our lives. And one of the things that really worked for me, that really created transformation in my life, was something called Kundalini Yoga. And so that's why I started teaching Kundalini Yoga. Again, I mean, it was quite frankly a surprise to me that I was ending up doing this. And then that's also why I became an optimization coach, so that I could help people really optimize their lives, live the lives that I would say is their birthright to live.
Wow, that is amazing. And what a journey from,
Yes.
from corporate attorney to a yoga teacher and coach. Wow,
Mhm.
who would have thunk it, right? But
Who would have? It surprised even me.
but I love what you say, and I think it's a reality for a lot of people. You know, it looks great on paper. It's what everybody said would make you happy. But when you achieve that, it really wasn't what you needed to, to make you feel fulfilled and to make you happy. So, my dear, kudos to you for stepping out. And I mean, that had to be a bit scary, not to know which direction you were going to go, but you just know or knew that you needed out and you needed to go somewhere else.
Yes,
So,
and it definitely scared me. It took me a long time to finally get the courage to do it. And again, like I said, I had many dark moments after I did it. Like, oh my goodness, like what have I done? And these things that I'm looking for, they don't even exist, you know? Like I had it good. People said I had it good and I actually did, you know, but I realized like, no, we really can live a different life. And I would like other people to not have to go through like the darkness and the kind of the hardship that I went through. Because they, quite frankly, they don't have to. There are ways we can address, these things, and there are ways that we can be in what I call the truth of who we are, and like the joy and the magnificence, the genius, the intelligence, like all the things, like it really is possible.
wow, that's awesome. That is really awesome. So, but when I think of yoga, not that I'm like even though I know sometimes when I'm watching the yoga programs they say yogi, so I'll say yes, I'm yogi. But when I think of yoga, I don't really distinguish, one practice from the other, except for hot yoga, which honestly I can't even imagine practicing. So how does Kundalini yoga different from the other practices?
Yeah, so it is actually quite different. So typically, what you get in most yoga studios would be a form of hatha yoga, which is very focused on like postures and poses, and they also incorporate some breathing. Kundalini yoga looks quite different. In fact, it is quite different. So I had actually done yoga for years, but I did not know what Kundalini yoga was until I just kind of tried my first class and felt and saw the results from it. But so Kundalini yoga, it does use postures and poses, but it also uses a number of different types of breathing techniques. It also uses sound. So these sounds come from the science of Nod, which is the science of sound. It's an ancient science. And what we do is we actually use these sounds to create a result. So like if you kind of think of everything as vibrating, we know this from quantum physics, that we live in the
Mhm.
sea of vibration, right? And we want to be at these kind of higher vibratory states. These are where like our happiness and our joy
Yes.
are. And so the fascinating thing about these sounds is they can actually, we use mantra. So when you say the sound and when you hear the sounds, it's like you're actually moving into those higher vibratory states. And it takes you into those states without you having to like, without the mind really kind of getting in your way. Because, sometimes it's like, I want to think a positive thought. That's like a higher vibration thought, but then it's like the negative thoughts right over here. And you're in this kind of like ping
Yeah.
pong match.
Yeah.
So what these mantras do, what these sounds do, is they take you to those higher vibratory states just by the sake of using the sound. So they're incredibly powerful. And these mantras, there's different mantras for different things. Like if you want a mantra for victory, you want a mantra for courage, you want a mantra for healing. Like they do different things. And so Kundalini Yoga uses a number of mantras in the practice. It also uses hand positions. So our hands, like they're connected to our brain. It uses eye positions. It uses relaxation and meditation. So it's using all of these things to create a result. So when you walk into a Kundalini Yoga class, it's going to look quite different from what you're probably used to seeing in a yoga class.
Okay.
But what it's doing is it's using all of these things to work the physical body. Absolutely. It's definitely going to work the physical body. And that's going to include the nervous system and the endocrine system, the circulatory system. It's going to include the reproductive system. So it's really kind of working all parts of the physical body, especially these very critical systems that, quite frankly, a lot of people have out of balance, which is the nervous system and the endocrine system. It's also working the mind. And so the mental clarity that you can get from doing Kundalini Yoga, that's really what's kind of, I've really been kind of blown away by that because, I had a profession where like I had to be really mentally there, right? Like I'm doing
Hmm.
all this kind of high, like kind of mental, intelligent kind of stuff. And I have to say, I did not know what a clear mind felt like until I started doing Kundalini Yoga. And then the
Wow.
clarity of mind is just incredible. It also works on the emotions. And so, like a lot of people, myself included, we've suppressed emotions. We're not quite sure how to deal with emotions. A lot of times we suppress them just because it's like, well, I'm kind of stuck in this kind of experience. I'm not going to get upset about it. It's just kind of where I'm at, right? So, like, we're suppressing these emotions. Many times we've done so since we were children. What it does is it helps to get those suppressed emotions out, and it does it in a way that's so effective and efficient. Like I went to other different healers and they, told me things like scream into a pillow or smash something or, that just never worked for me. It just never moved the dial. And there are these very like practices like do this. And the other thing it does is it works us energetically. So, I know there's a lot of things people do energetically, going to different, healers and whatnot. It's also working you energetically. So it's looking at the body through like our like anatomy that we understand, Western anatomy, but also yogic anatomy, which is very energetically focused, and like the chakras and like the meridians. And so it's doing all of this at once, which is
Wow.
just incredible. Yeah. So I would say a lot of bang for the buck.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, for someone like me who was an attorney, so busy. I had like almost no free time, but I'd wake up at 4 in the morning every morning to do some sort of yoga or exercise. But I just think, oh my goodness, if I would have known about this, like that I could do all of this and like some of these exercises, it take 3 minutes. You can do three
Wow.
minutes and it can boost your mood and reset your glandular system. I mean, just this is to me quite a fascinating technology, quite frankly, that I would just, again, why I started teaching is I wanted to share it with others. I wanted more people to know about it because one, I think it's effective, but two, I also think it's highly efficient. So like before I started doing Kundalini Yoga, I was doing all of this other stuff for my health. And all of this stuff for my mental, state, and all this stuff for my emotional state. And so fascinating to me that once I started doing Kundalini Yoga, and again, the effects are cumulative, so it does take some time. It's like all those other practices that kind of just like fell away. Like, I don't really need these anymore. So
Wow.
it's an interesting practice. Yeah.
It sounds like it, and like you say, it's like a lot of bang for your buck. And I just love that, it's effective and it's a streamlined kind of thing. So you're not doing a whole bunch of things. And for many people, especially if you're trying to raise a family, if you're running a business, and even if you're not running a business, even if you're just like, if you're working and you have a household, and whether or not you have kids, I don't have kids, but I never have any time. So,
Exactly.
so, we're always looking for something that's quick. And I mean, like you said, it takes time to build, it's cumulative, but at least you're seeing results. And I love that idea of doing something for 3 minutes and actually seeing a result.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. And I'm totally with you. People are so busy and, life is meant for living. Like, I just felt like before
Mhm.
I found Kundalini Yoga, I felt like I was spending all of my time trying to like heal myself or help myself.
Yeah.
It's like all of my time. And And like, where's the time to live? Like, where's the time to create? And so for me, Kundalini Yoga is just, to me, it's the technology, it's the practice that like we need right now.
Yeah.
Because again, people are so busy. And at the same time that they're so busy, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed out, they're inundated with all this information. And people now more than ever are so, worried about their health. And I just feel like, this is such an incredible technology and practice that people can use. And the thing is, once you do it, like it's yours. Once you learn
Yeah.
those techniques, you have them. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to call someone. You don't have to make an appointment. Just do them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a big fan
Excellent.
of this practice.
Well, I could tell. I can hear the passion there, and and I'm even feeling a little bit excited about it myself. Okay, so there's another part to you, or to your business, and that's you're also an optimization coach. Now, what exactly does that entail?
Yeah, so basically what happened was after I started doing Kundalini Yoga, I just started to get a lot of clarity on, okay, why when something worked for me did it work? And why didn't other things work? And what actually is going on here? And I came to just have this understanding of like, okay, how do I function? Who am I and how do I function? And the fascinating thing to me about this is I realized that I didn't understand who I was before. I didn't understand how I functioned. It's like I had all these false concepts of who I was and how I functioned and how to get what I want in the world. And so when I started to realize these things, like I realized, okay, I don't understand this. And I realized other people don't either. And if we really understand who we are and how we function, we're going to have the life that we want. Because my position is like our innate kind of beingness, like who we are at like kind of core level is, I mean, we're brilliant, we're intelligent, we're creative, like we're joyful, we're love. And it's understanding who we are and how we function. And so what I did was I created a program. It's called an optimization program. And it basically kind of sets forth what I would say is the methodology for an optimized life so that a person really understands this is who I am, this is how I function, this is how I get what it is that I want in life, this is how I express who I am in this experience, how I create in this experience. And so I have that program. And how I structured it was I structured it for someone who's busy. I structured it such that there are recordings, like most of the information, the methodology is all laid out in recordings. So people can listen to them while they're like walking their dog or making dinner. Like it was so important to me to have something that fit with the busy lifestyle because that's what I had. And then also there's one-on-one sessions with me so that people get, I think it's really important to have very personalized attention to an individual and to kind of like their questions and what they're going through. And then in addition to that, after I created that program, I found this this methodology that I was taught by somebody else. And basically what it is it's a way to do a reading on a person such that you can find out what their gifts are, what their talents are, um, also finding out why they may not be expressing some of those things, that kind of what's kind of going on that they're really not expressing those things. And also these readings set forth how that person functions, kind of how they're wired to function, because we all have our kind of our uniquenesses. We could say there's kind of this blanket thing of how we function, and then within that there's like these kind of uniquenesses. And so now I've added those readings to my practice, and I've also added them to the program because I've just found them so beneficial to myself, and also the other people that I've done them for.
Wow, that sounds so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of great stuff there. Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, what prompted you to be a contributor in this giveaway, or to this giveaway?
Yeah, well, I love that this giveaway is really women empowering and helping women. So when I was an attorney, even though I was a corporate attorney, I was also the head of our pro bono domestic violence program. It was very focused on women. in my practice doing that. I was also very focused on women, even in law school, doing different research and being on the gender journal. And so anything I can do to work with other women and help other women, I'm just so appreciative and I want to be a part of. And I also really like things like this because I really think the paradigm right now is changing. It's like we used to have this paradigm of like, okay, like, people are trying to sell things to other people and they're trying to sell things to other people because it's like, you're in this state of lack and need, right? And you need this thing that I'm selling, right? It's this very kind of needy, lackful place, almost like they're trying to like convince them or dupe them. And I really see this shifting. I feel like what's happening now is like we're having these people, these entrepreneurs and these different people who they're expressing their creativity, like they're expressing like their gifts. And in expressing their gifts, it's like they're uplifting and inspiring and helping other people. And so I think that to me, that's what this kind of giveaway really is about. It's these, I've looked at like all the different people who are a part of it. They're really expressing and offering their gifts and their creativity to uplift and inspire others, to help others. And, this is a dynamic and complex experience, and we are dynamic and complex. And I really think like we're here to uplift each other and to be part of a community and to support each other, not just to have to figure out everything on our own. I mean, that would be almost impossible, right? It's just too complex.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so I love things like this. I'm so excited to be a part of
Well, I'm so happy that you are a part of it.
it.
So, on that note, I guess I should ask you, so tell us a little bit about the gift that you have contributed to the bundle.
Yeah, so my gift is a free Kundalini Yoga class,
Ooh.
and individuals can select whether they want a class that is a recorded class, so they can just do it on their own time, or if they would like to attend one of the live stream classes, they can also do that. So they can just choose which one they want. And the live stream classes are 11 a.m. on Tuesdays and 10:30 a.m. on Saturdays, and they last an hour.
Okay.
And so that's the gift I'm offering. I just want to give people just a sense of what Kundalini Yoga is. Of course, the practice is cumulative. And so I would, if people have an interest in it, I would consider doing more than one class. And the classes do vary so much. They can be quite different in terms of content.
Yeah.
But just to get a taste of it and just to experience that. And I have to say, I quite loved the first class I took, but at the same time, I was like, this is kind of odd. This is kind of different. So people might kind of have that response, and I get it. I totally get it. But I want to share this practice with others because it's been so transformational for me. So that is the gift that I offered.
Well, my dear, thank you so much. And I hope that a lot of women take advantage of this, especially if they're not familiar with Kundalini Yoga. And I think I can say that I'm going to try it too, because you make it sound like so amazing. And I'm always in for something if it's like a little bit weird or whatever to start.
Mhm.
So hey, why not?
Yeah, it's powerful to try new things. It really is. We kind of get in this state of I'll just, the mind kind of keeps us do the same thing over and over. Break that, try something new. It's worth it.
Well, exactly. And I was saying something to a friend of mine today, and it's like, it's healthy for our brains because
Yeah,
we're trying new things, we're learning new things. So it's, keeps us from stagnating.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. I agree with
well,
that.
well, Kara, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today and for, sharing a little bit about you and your awesome contribution to the Essentials of Financial Wellness giveaway. All of it is greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you. I'm so happy to be a part of this. And thank you for everything that you're doing and organizing it and bringing all of these women together and creating community through it. I really appreciate
Oh, thank you. And believe me, it was my pleasure.
it.
Or it is my pleasure. And well, ladies, there you have it. If you're ready to step up, take control of your finances, and take care of yourself at the same time, this could be life changing. So, we want to help you get started. Grab your free gifts and let us support you on your journey. The link is in the description. Claim as many gifts as you want because they're there for the taking. And The giveaway ends on Friday, May 28th at midnight. So get in and get, what you want before then. And on that note, we are out of here. So you have yourselves a totally fantabulous day. And always, always, always let your awesomeness shine. Bye.